set up their team house in Germany, if I recall correctly, so they could be a little bit closer to the ESL studios. They do have quite a few players participating in the WCS Europe. A lot of very strong European players on Acer. If you guys aren't familiar with their roster, the names that have quickly come to mind to you may be, of course, MMA, formerly Slayer's very, very renowned Korean Terran player. He's been around for as long as the scene has been really that cool. Of course, not quite a Flash, but he is definitely one of the more known Koreans. And he's going to be going for a gas first play. Quite interesting. Hart, though, this guy on the top right is going to be going for fast barracks. Of course, the other Acer players do include, but are not limited to, Scarlet. You may know a lot about. Paranoid, Hydra, as well as, of course, Bly and Nurchio. So a lot of Zerg players and a lot of Europeans. So always kind of actually helps out with the kind of looking at these time zones. I think it's like a little bit closer to the 2 o'clock, maybe 3 now for these guys over in Europe. So they're not up quite as early as us, but Hart does have his gas complete. So it looks like Hart could be looking to go for some kind of Reaper opening. He don't have enough gas for it, actually, so it's more likely that he's going to go for maybe a fast factory. And at the same time, MMA will be looking to build a factory pretty much as soon as his barracks is done. That's what the gas before barracks allows you to do. As soon as the racks is done, you get your fastest factory possible. He's going to use an SCV to try to scare off Hart's Scout SCV, which of course would love to delay this factory in some way, and Hart's just dancing around. He's shift-queued a little path for himself to run and just be annoying to MMA. That factory's on the way. I have to see if MMA wants to get a second gas geyser, if he's going to build an add-on on this barracks. There's so many questions left to be answered in this brave new world. He's going to build a second Marine. Interesting. And, oh, no, second gas. So, he's not going to get a fast reactor or tech lab, it seems. That's actually a little bit interesting. I'm slightly curious as to what MMA's plan is. He is going to take that second gas now, so now we know. It's going to be a fast cloak Banshee, which has, interestingly enough, fallen out of popularity, but now it seems to be making a bit of a comeback. I actually saw Empire Beastie Cutie do an opening like this in the WCS Europe Challenger League qualifier, where he was able to advance into the Challenger League. He did this opening pretty much like 2 games in a row, or at least for game number 1 versus Ratok. So I kind of like seeing this. He's actually going to make a Hellion, or no, we don't mind. Oh, the Hellion is on Hart's side of the field. Oh, excuse me. He's got a second gas geyser as well, so both these players could be going for very fast cloak, but the Widow Mines from MMA tell a slightly different story. It's really interesting because he will have enough gas to go for cloak if he wants to, but with no tech lab, that doesn't seem to be the case. He's just going to make medevacs and mines, and he's going to get a reactor on that barracks. So this is a interesting build. He's not going to have a very quick aggressive timing. I like Hart's aggression a little bit more. This SCV should be able to trigger off that Widow Mine attack. MMA, if he micros it though, could do a lot of damage. Ooh, we'd love to get that Hellion. Still cannot grab anything. And now Hart realizing, yeah, I'm going to trigger your mine. Sorry, dude. You're not getting away from me. Hellion's pushing up, though. There's a couple Marines here for Hart. The high ground advantage should be able to help him, especially with this second mine now out for MMA. He's going to be totally fine to hold up this aggression. SCV for MMA will be able to scout what Hart's doing. He's going to get a fast Raven, which is awesome because Ravens are so good at detecting things. And now the medevac is making its way across the field with 2 Widow Mines and those 4 Marines. Hart's going to be retreating now. And MMA, he's starting up a tech lab on his factory. He's like, okay, I don't want to build a tech lab on my starport. I want to move it over to the one my factory's building, it seems. But this Raven is going to be out in time for these Widow Mines, actually just barely after they arrive. So pretty much MMA needs to kill everything right now, or this Raven is going to negate these Widow Mines completely. So he is beginning to drop already inside the main base of Hart. He's got the mines. He wants it over towards the mineral. I mean, no, he's just going to burn them normally and try to bait out some attacking units. So careful. Those mines detonating on pretty much absolutely nothing at all. He will have to retreat. And with that Raven there, that pretty much ends the aggression MMA can put on. Widow Mines not really good when there are Ravens on the field. You can detect them, obviously, and then just kill them. So expansion's going up for Hart. MMA as well. Both these guys actually timing their expansions pretty closely. And MMA is going to go for a Banshee to follow this up. And Cloak's going to start for Hart. Both players going for very, very late Banshee play in this this matchup. As far as late Banshee play goes, you usually want to get as fast as humanly possible. But the fact that they're building it at this point means with the siege tank production, Hart could be looking to go for a 2-base Marine tank play. using the Banshee to be able to poke away at his opponent's tanks, or possibly just poke away at his opponent's units. Now, there is a tank on the way for MMA as well. He's going to go for bio, adding on 2 additional barracks and starting his orbital command. So, this game doesn't look terribly unusual yet. We still haven't seen any commitment from Hart. He has not thrown on any more additional barracks. He has not actually thrown on an armory or any more factories. So, Hart still remains to be seen. I like these little defensive setups from MMA. Just playing his cards very close to his chest. He's moving out with this drop again, which is 1 Widow Mine, 4 Marines. He's left in mine at the tower. He's got the Banshee at the 3rd base, and he's trying to split the units up, it looks like. And this could actually work really, really well. There's not a lot of Marines if he micros properly, but there are a good number of Marines here. MMA's diving into the main with that medevac. Is he going to be able to get any damage done is a very important question. Chopping the mines, chopping the Marines. The mine will burrow, but it actually is going to be able to finish. Ooh, does a lot of damage to those Marines. A couple SCVs are dying for Hart. MMA's going to boost away, but that Banshee for Hart is getting closer and closer. MMA needs to get up a missile turret. He's just burned one of his mules. He's going to have another mule very soon, and once he uses that, MMA, don't drop that mule. You're going to need it to kill this Banshee off. Now they do arrive. MMA has the money for the scan. He can use it if he wants to. His own Banshee not able to do anything at all. The Viking and these Marines helping out quite a bit versus this setup. The Banshee gets only 1 kill before it has to leave. And Hart's killed only 3, actually 2 SCVs. I'm surprised he only managed to get 2 SCVs. They are finally getting a 3rd, and this Banshee is doing such a good job of dodging these Marines, pretty much just staying outside the scan radius. And that's really the beauty of the Banshee, is being able to keep it alive, so it can just continuous damage all game long. But MMA's got a lot of tanks out so far, pretty much constantly pumping off of that factory, but the second Banshee is here. There's no detection in this natural to help protect these tanks, or at least the supply depot. If he moves too close to the mineral line, he will be in range of that missile turret, but both players have a really good number of tanks, and as long as Hart manages to keep this pressure on, if he can kill enough Marines, he can actually just pretty much push MMA, simply because he won't have anything to protect against the Banshee from attacking the siege tanks. So MMA still has this drop with a few Marines in it. He can go for some aggression if he so chooses, but Hart looks like he could be getting ready to push out. No, he's going to bring everything back home. He does not want to risk it. MMA's Banshee is going to be swinging around towards that natural again. There's no missile turrets. Both of these players, by the way, are going for bio compositions. Now, in terms of differences between the builds, MMA is going for a very fast combat shield follow-up to his initial aggression. He has not even started Stimpack yet. So the idea of this is pretty much just hitting before his opponent can have any upgrades, and now he's going to scan 40, sees the army, realizes, I can't really push into this. He's got a lot of tanks. Even though his combat shield is done and his opponent doesn't have combat shield or stim done just yet. Oh my god, he's loaded up 3 medevacs. Oh my god, one of them's only got 2 hit points. Chopping in the main base is going to be so dangerous. He wants to siege up the production here. It looks like MMA is going to siege up some more of his tanks on the low ground as well. And this is a rough spot to be in for Hart. He's getting his production siege so early in this game using these medevacs. It really is becoming quite a nuisance. Medevacs have to pull back for Hart. And the thing is, these tanks on the bottom side are going to be so useful. Release damage, throws a Seeker Missile onto the Marines. It will only hit a single Marine though. He gets blown to shreds, but another Seeker Missile, not going to do too much, and he is on top of this mineral line. MMA is doing so much damage with this. He's got a lot of units back home. He is rallying forward, and Hart's just going to GG.